Back again. Sorry, I didn't realize that it was playing. Anyway, so I have to walk home, so I might as well share a little bit more with you guys. So I guess this is more about Bryant Part 2. Dose. I just want to say that it's fucked up. His life was lived short. I mean, he was 26 years old. Nothing was ever handed to him. And I just feel like once you're in the system, you're going to die by the system. And we were ward of a state at a very early age in life. And they don't give a fuck about you after you hit the age of 21. And it's sad because you're so young. Like, I remember being 21 thinking that I knew everything that there was to know about life, that no one couldn't tell me shit, that I knew what I was going to do with my life. And I was a stupid ass little bitch, to be honest with you. I should have listened more in school. I wish that I would have had someone to have my back, like that I'm trying to have for my kids. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have that. He didn't have it. And unfortunately, nobody gives a fuck about you because you a product of the system. Be honest with you. And when you become a product of the system, you got a couple of options. Go into the military, get depression that way, PTSD. Or you could go and try to find a regular job while you're trying to go to school and shit, being homeless, ain't got nowhere to live, ain't got nowhere to fucking piss or shit. So you're stressed out, you're angry. And then what happens when you don't have nothing? You start turning to other options for money. Most of the time, they're not legal. So what happens? You go to jail. Or you get into a fight, like my brother. My brother, first time he went to prison, he got into a fight. And he got 4.5 years for malicious wounding. And I just want to say, you know what I'm saying? You do the crime, gotta do the time. But it's crazy because most of the time we measure people on the difficulties that they've had in life. But yet we don't look at the man that has everything handed to him and say, well, you had everything handed to you. Why do we look at people with power and money? Most of the time these people ain't ever had a hard day in their motherfucking life and they can't relate to us. And I just think that it's fucking crazy as fuck. We idolize these people. You should idolize people like us that's had to struggle, that's had to depend on our faith through God to know that we're going to get it. That we're everything that we need in our hearts and our life is going to be taken care of. And then when it's not, we say, well, it's God's plan. We keep the hope and the faith alive by telling ourselves that brighter days are tomorrow. I'm just sick of this shit, man. I feel like the system is fucking played out. They got my kids in the system, and it's fucking pissing me off because I feel like I'm not saying that my kids are going to have a hard life, but they already are. They've already have. And them being in the system is just fucking up themselves mentally. And, right now their babies might not be questioning too much, but when you get older and you start realizing your fucking parents ain't with you, it starts giving you identity issues. Well, who the fuck am I? You know what I mean? And then, it's just played out, I know y'all might think that I'm fucking rambling, but the shit that I'm saying to you got some truth to it. Most of my foster sisters, I'm not saying all, most of my foster sisters ended up growing up, being homeless, tricking, on drugs, going through a program, getting their kids taken as well. When does it fucking stop? When do we start putting families together instead of, destroying a nation? Like, I'm be honest with you, man. We all came to this country for freedom. People look at these motherfucking Mexicans and shit. It's not just Mexicans trying to come over here for freedom. One point in time, it was us. It was us coming over here for fucking greener pastures. And here we are executing these fucking babies. The shit gets on my fucking nerves, I'm be honest with you. And the people that are making the laws has never had a shitty day in their fucking life. Not like ours. Not like us. I'm be real. I'm be honest. And I'm just making this video to say that once you're in the system, you're fucking trapped. You're trapped. Everything about you is documented. When you go to prison, everything about you is documented. When you go to the hospital, everything about you is documented. When you go to a mental hospital, everything about you is documented. You fucking label. You become a statistic. People no longer want to deal with you because of your class. It's no longer if you white or black. It depends on how much fucking money you got. And green ain't envious to anyone. I'm being real. And it sucks. Because when you born from nothing and you come from nothing, all you trying to do is to become something to fucking make your family proud. To be that one. When you're at a graduation ceremony for college students, they like to say, oh, first generation, stand up. I thought that was going to be me. I'm be real. I went back to school twice. Probably going to have to go again. But I prayed that it would be me so I could break the fucking curse that is on my life, that is on my family. But maybe school ain't for me. Maybe me going back to school was never supposed to be for me. I haven't found what I'm fucking supposed to do, but I know me crying every day ain't it. I'm praying and I'm listening more to the word. And the more I listen, the more I understand. All the great people before us read the Bible. They got most of their shit from the Bible. Okay? Abraham Lincoln, the presidents of the other presidents, whoever, because it's the only book you'll ever need in your life, honestly. And if you read it correctly, everything is fucking there for you. But what I don't understand, it's a nation against each other. You understand? Like, it's just, I know y'all don't get what I'm saying. I probably sound like a crazy person to you. But I'm tired. I'm tired of our fucking children, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins being all on this motherfucking power kick, dude. I'm be real with you. The government gotta make money somehow. So now they're coming into our homes, our poor homes, and taking our kids. And that shit's just not right. How can you give a fucking junkie a safety plan? There is no safety plan when you're fucking with drugs. I'm be telling you that right now. If you think you can fucking take care of a child and shoot dope, you got another thing fucking coming. I'll be honest with you. I know this fucking video was supposed to be about Bryant, but my heart is just all over the place this morning. And I just feel like, fuck it. They need to know. You need to know. But there ain't nobody talking about it. We want people to be real with us, but nobody is being fucking real. You know what I'm saying? We want the fucking media to tell us what's going on in the world, but they only telling us bits and pieces. They're not telling us the real fucking grind of the struggle. The stench of the swamps. Honestly. Like, fuck. They're not out here living this fucking life, you know what I'm saying? And I feel bad. I just want to say one thing, and then I'm getting off here. I just feel like if Bryant would have had a positive male role model in his life, then things wouldn't have ended the way they did. You know what I'm saying? He would have had something, you know, like a good father figure. Most men are who their father is, if you get what I'm saying. If your dad's a plumber, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be a plumber. Your dad's a lawyer, most likely you're going to be a lawyer. That's just how it happens. You know what I'm saying? Your dad's a mechanic, you're going to pick it up. And he didn't have it. I didn't have it. And I just feel if he would have had something to give his life a little meaning, it would have been different instead of trying to survive. You get what I'm saying? I mean, the poor boy was in fucking, he was homeless at 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? Going to fucking Phoebus High School homeless. There would be days where he wouldn't shower, or days that he wouldn't eat, that he would just depend on them school lunches, you know? And it's fucked up. When you trying to do good, why don't good things happen to you? Why is it always the bad? You know what I'm saying? Same with my life. Every time I try to get up on my feet, every time I try to be positive and productive, my life gets snatched just like that. And I get it, you know. Life is supposed to have its struggles, and I understand, but when you're working with motherfuckers that don't want to work with you, it's one-sided, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think it's all fucked up, and it's not going to change. It's not going to change because people don't get what the issue is. And the issue is that we're already poor. You lock us in fucking cages and expect us to be a normal, productive part of society once you already label us. And it's already hard to find jobs. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm be real. It's already tough. And people think that they understand, but people that as old as our grandparents, they didn't have to go to college and shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of them did. Yeah, sure. But most of the time, you didn't have to go to trade school and all that bullshit. They taught you the shit right out of high school. And now, I mean, I don't know. College is expensive, and they want you to sign your life away in debt. And that's why many people don't go to school, don't finish school, don't even try, because you're already in so much debt. But it's the same. You go out and you get found with a crack rock, you're back in debt. You're back at square one. You're back at the bottom, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And like, where can we begin life if we're already in debt? You know what I'm saying? That's why I think and I believe, and if you're a foster child, or if your child is ward of the state at this minute that they are in fucking foster care, then $10 a month, $20 a month. If y'all can afford 30 cents a day for, you know, these people over across the states, then you can afford $60 a day. 60 cents a day for these foster care kids. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. When my kids age out of care, I got me. You know what I'm saying? I got me all day long. You know, me and mine are going to be okay. But I'm talking about the Leela and Bryants that don't have anybody. I'm talking about those kids. I'm talking about those kids that once they age out, what they gonna do? If they a boy, they start stealing. If they a girl, they start tricking. No, it's not fucking normal. It's not what normal people do. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to say this before I get in the house, because I'm getting close, that we really tried hard. We did. My brother, he always tried to be positive role model for my boys. I always try to be a positive role model for everybody. because I love kids. So I would have my kids and everybody else's kids around. And now I'm just like some grumpy bitch that don't be watching no kids. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like the police department needs a new training. CPS needs a new training. And we need to get successful, productive adults. You understand? It's hard to want to be successful when you don't have no support, and I do realize that. It's hot in here. And I do realize that. So I'm just saying, like, for future people, I gotta sit down a second. We should do better by them, right? That's all it's about, is doing better for the next generation. And most of the time people don't know where to start. I'll be honest with you. A good start would be when these kids get into foster care, put $10 into savings for them each month. So when they get out, they can afford an apartment. They ain't got to be homeless. And for these cops out here, they need better training, because more and more handicapped people and mentally health people are dying because these cops are not properly trained to handle people that are different. And there's a lot of different people out here, and we need to stop sweeping this under the rug. I'm be real with you. I'm be honest. I don't need another Bryant Wyford dead. I don't need, 7 more boys in the foster care system when families need to stay together. They need to stay together, man. If they got safety plans for drug addicts to do X, Y, and Z, then why can't I have my kids? I'm not a drug addict. This is ridiculous now. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more and more time goes on, the more and more I'm hurt. And I keep praying and I keep going back to the Bible. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I fall into sin. We all do. Every day we're daily sinners. And I just got to say that from living this life and from seeing everything from my point of view, when I was 18, it would have been nice to have some cash to fall back on. Let's be real. When you get out of foster care, you don't have, no housing, no food, no nothing, no clothing vouchers. And I feel like it's fucked up. I mean, one year the state paid for all of us to get suitcases because the judge was tired of us having hefty bags. Everybody's coming into foster care with fucking trash bags. Okay, so now you made us bougie foster kids, giving us motherfucking, luggage. What about our future? Like, we hear all day long, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to do when you grow up? And most of the time, foster kids, all they want to do is fucking survive. All they want to do is make sure that they don't go to jail or they're not homeless. And 9 times out of 10, they're fucking both. I'm just being real, and I just say, like, we're living in the fucking land of the free, but this ain't free to nobody but the rich. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to put these groceries away.